Welcome back to the Who's at the Gates podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I have with me Kick the Door Open Diana, who is willing to stand on business at any time. Yeah, I feel like that's something that because you do kick doors open, you're like, look.
When I get irritated, I get irritated.
All right, so yeah, hopefully you guys don't hear that loud truck in the background. Don't even get me started. Like, don't do it. But before we go any further, I would like to send a huge shout out to Norway. And people are like, KC, why are you shouting out Norway? Were you cheering for them in the World Cup? Which, quiet as it's kept, I don't follow the World Cup or whatever it's called. I don't even know if Norway played in it because I don't think every country plays in it. I would hope not every single country plays in the World Cup. But yeah. So for the past 7 days, Norway has been our number 2 country on Spotify. So they're even outpacing the UK right now. So definitely shout out to those who are listening to us in Norway. I haven't been to Norway. I think my parents have. My parents have been all throughout all of Europe. And I know that Norway is a cool country. So definitely want to visit one day and make my way over there. But we appreciate you listening. I didn't even know people watch Beyond the Gates in Norway. So totally cool.
Well, there's just so many things I could say. Norway is in the World Cup. Ironically, one of their star player is like basically a social media darling, I should say. Like a lot of fan edits regarding him and him as a player, and he's really good. Don't know what Norway's chances are, though. I did not like the game that they played. Not necessarily just Norway, but I have been to Norway. Very beautiful country.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. All right, we're gonna talk about that offline then, because yeah, I would love to know. All right, so let us go ahead and get into this episode. We are covering Friday's episode, which obviously will be uploaded Monday. Tomorrow, we're recording this Sunday night, and we're starting with Hayley and Bill. You know, Diana, I kind of want you to start this off because it's you. You seem to be on one today, so I'm just like. Let it rip.
Yeah, I hate Sundays. It's that I think about Monday, and I had a very long weekend doing World Cup festivities. Also, as a reminder, there are no new episodes in the coming week, so like we got to get it in with this one, y'all. Like this has got to hold us over for a drought for the coming week. But anyways, I did not understand this scene. This whole communication between Bill and Hayley. I don't know what to make Hayley out of like in this because it almost seems like she's giving off jealous of Dani, and I don't understand why she's trying so hard to cling onto Bill. Like I don't know if she's scared that Bill's just gonna like drop her for Dani, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. Regardless, right? Like I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Unless her poison is just going to take forever because it's like, girl, how many doses has this been? Like, what are you... Like, at this point, I just think she's, like, putting peppermint oil in his tea. Like, I don't understand how long this is supposed to take. I do think it's funny in this... He's like, oh, you wanna kill me that way? When she was suggesting skydiving, she's like, well, that's not how I would kill you, or something like that. And I'm like, damn, girl. Like, yeah, at this point, you might as well just tell him your plan and like let's just speed things up. The other thing why I did not care for these scenes or whatever when they're going back and forth, and I'm like, all this tells me is that Bill is just ran through. Like, this is a community man. And he's done it all. I didn't need this to confirm that. Like, yes, Bill. Congratulations.
I would say something in low-key. I know that it would trigger a lot because I know like 80, what is it? Because I checked the analytics. I think it's like 89% of our listening audience is female. So I could say, you know what, I will. This Sunday, we just gonna go ahead and say it. I mean, At the same time, are we shocked that Bill's being a man? It's kind of like, well, if they're offering it up, is he just supposed to be like no all the time? How does somebody? Oh, I know what it was. It was Ron White. For all of you, Ron White is a stand-up comedian, and he is so funny. He was part of the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. But one thing he was talking about was look, Tiger Woods is coming, because I brought up Tiger Woods last time with Paul Mooney. But with Ron White, a guy was talking about when Tiger Woods, the stuff came out, all the infidelity and everything, that, Ron White was like, a lot of guys was like, I declare, and all this other stuff. And Ron White was basically saying, look, the reason that you're saying that is because you didn't have the choices that Tiger Woods had. So, and that's what a lot of comedians have said in stand-up shows. A man is only as faithful as his choices, is what a lot of stand-up comedians talk about. And with Bill, love Bill or hate Bill, Bill is an attractive person, like by conventional standards, I guess you could say. He's an attractive person. So like you said, what, the man is 6'5"?
Yeah.
That's all right, because you know how women are like, oh, my man got to be 6 feet tall and all this stuff. Don't even get me started. Good, because a lot of women have missed their blessing because of that. But, and I know some people about to be in the comments right now. But he's like 6'5". He's rich. He is powerful. He is confident. But Bill's ego is justified because Bill is on top of his game. So you have all of that, and you don't expect women to be throwing themselves at that. And not saying he has to say yes all the time, because if we're going by marriage vows, technically you're supposed to say no all the time because you're in a monogamous relationship. At the same time, he's a man. And it's just like, if you have all of this coming at you, and that's why some of these people like who are dealing with like the NBA players and NFL, athletes and stuff, it's kind of like baked into the recipe or whatever, or baked into the cake, that, oh, well, okay, this is what it is. And not saying that all athletes cheat, because to my understanding, Grant Hill has been faithful to me. I don't think you've ever heard about them. And not saying that if you don't hear about them that there aren't any issues, but still, you never really heard about Grant Hill and Tamia having issues over the 30 years I think they've been married now. So it's I'm not saying it's everybody, but people just have to be realistic when it comes to this stuff. Now for Hayley, she knew who Bill was dealing with him. But again, Bill is a mark. That's why she's still there. She wants the money. She even said that in one of the episodes. She's like, I could get divorced from Bill and get that little small amount from the prenup, but I want the life insurance policy. That's why Hayley's staying around. Now, is Hayley upset in I won't say offended. Is Hayley triggered? I'll use trigger. Is Hayley triggered a little bit by Dani? Yes, because Hayley has an ego just like everybody else on the show. All these people on the show have egos. And from Hayley's end, Hayley's like, I'm the bad bee. I'm 20 years younger than her. How are you still fawning over and finding her more attractive than me? How do you want to be with her physically when you got all of this naked under a raincoat or a cheetah coat or whatever? I don't even know what that is. But it's like, you got all of this. How do you want her and you got all of this right here? That's Hayley's ego too. So it's ego and it's money. That's why Hayley's still holding on to him.
Yeah, I think it's just like, she tried to say that she didn't find him attractive, and I just feel like this isn't convincing me that she feels that way. Well, personally. Yeah,
and it's a mess, but we'll move on because we don't want to stay on them too long. Let's go ahead and play the scene at 1943 and get to that right quick. 1943. I had 46, but I typed 43 by accident, and I feel there was a reason for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it at 42, and let's go.
Thought you were putting an end to that.
I can't believe you're here.
Of course I am. You think I would move on without seeing my Deanna doll again?
I've been wanting to talk to you. There's so much I have to say.
I know, sweetheart. And I want to hear all about it. I'm just surprised that you haven't shut down this Joey situation and protected your mom from continuing the biggest mistake of her life.
Well, I tried, Daddy. But she won't listen to me. It's like the more I say, the more she runs back to him.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I'm sorry. I thought... I know I let you down.
Hey, look at me. You could never let me down. You hear me? Never. You are my heart. Deanna? I know I can count on you.
I feel like I'm failing and like I'm losing Mom.
Because you're playing the wrong game.
What does that mean?
Hanging up on her the moment you hear Joey in the background. Making a big scene at the clinic after party. Barely speaking to her at the cotillion.
I had every right to be mad about all of that.
I'm not saying you didn't. It's just, right now, Joey's her safe space. She doesn't have to explain herself to him or justify her feelings or actions. She can just live without somebody judging her every move.
So now I'm the bad guy because I was looking out for her.
No, baby. You are the heroine in this story. But you're pushing her away when you need to pull her close. Think about it. What if you support her? Respect the choices, even the ones you hate.
Then she would turn to me instead of turning to him.
Be that wit, smart, strategic, intelligent mind I know you are. If you want your mom back, don't fight Joey. Outplay him. With all due respect, Leslie.
All right, let's take this back a little bit. Yeah, I will say this. I do realize that this is Doug now, because remember when we first saw him, I was like, I don't know if that's Doug. I realized it's him because I remember the wrinkles in the back of his head when he was on the show. And that was kind of thing that reminded me. I'm like, okay, this is Doug now. Because on the front, it doesn't look like him. On the back, it still looks like him. So that puts me at ease a little bit. For the Deanna situation, again, there was this thing in this episode, we didn't cover it, but there was a conversation she had with Kat prior to talking to Doug. And Kat had told her, like, there's a reason the Duprees keep Joey at an arm's length. And Deanna's like, well, Joey won't do anything to me because it'll hurt my mother. And Kat's like, you just need to be careful. Now that this is happening again with Doug, because we know this is just a figment of her imagination, or at least we believe it is. It could be some supernatural stuff going on. But for the most part, this isn't physical Doug. I'm starting to lean more into what I mentioned before about Joey putting her in an institution, like finding a way to get her put in a mental institution. That's what I'm starting to lean towards. Now, I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards it now. What about you, Diana?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not going to play the other scene right after this.
The other scene after this is the Leslie Izaiah, whatchamacallit.
Or, Deanna, like, actually now
oh, that part. Yeah. Did I put that? I think I did put that on the list.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Basically, with all this, like, my first thought was, this isn't going to work. I don't know why, but like just a gut feeling was this is not going to work. Just because I think Joey's like just naturally suspicious, right? He's a criminal. He has to be, he has to be on his feet. He can't just trust that things are going to be good. So I don't know where this is going to end. That's my thing, right? Like, I think Deanna and fake Doug, I don't know if they can really compete with Joey. That's my thing. I guess thinking about it a little bit more, though, it's just the only thing, and I don't trust Vanessa enough to do this, but the only thing is, if Deanna can drive a wedge between Vanessa and Joey, then it's going to create conflict between the two of them, which is obviously what dream Doug, hallucination Doug, acid trip Doug is sane, right? Like you can't push her away. You have to like bring her towards you. But I don't know if that's gonna work. That's my thing. I don't know.
I think it will. It's just the point of how she does it. And yeah, I do have it on the list to play at the end.
Okay.
It's actually the last scene next to obviously what's coming in a few weeks. But for this, I'm curious to see where it goes. Because again, I feel this might be setting her up, this whole Doug thing, for her to be committed to an institution. And I could see Joey doing that, because if Deanna starts getting close with Vanessa again, I do believe she can put a wedge, because Vanessa wants that relationship with Deanna. She wants that relationship. So if she starts to get close to her again and then she finds herself drifting apart from her again, it will create friction between Vanessa and Joey. It really will.
I don't think Vanessa wants a relationship with Deanna. She wants Deanna to just accept Joey so that way Vanessa can go to to Napa guilt-free and live her pimp daddy life.
Well, yeah, there's some of that there as well. She wants the guilt of Doug gone, and that's the other thing too. Like you said, it will be a fight, because if we're being completely honest, Doug alive wasn't a match for Joey, clearly. But also, Doug alive didn't have all his faculties with him, his mental faculties with him, because he was either drunk or focused on gambling or this or that, or dealing with other issues where he couldn't do surgery anymore because of his hands and so many other things. What I do believe is that if they bring physical Doug back, because again, we haven't seen a casket. We haven't seen any of that at all.
That's because these writers don't care about an innocent Black man dying at the hands of a white man. But God forbid it's Derek, and we're all gonna pay the price.
I'm just like, okay, well, but it's a good way to bring him back, though. And I would love for them to bring Doug back as a villain. I would love that, to get his. I love revenge. Just for those who are listening, I love revenge TV shows and I love revenge movies. They never get old to me. One of my favorite TV shows is actually called Revenge, which it was amazing. They could have kept it going after the 4th season, but whatever. Long story. Anyways,
if they make him a full villain, I would totally be on board with that. Like right now, I don't think there's a lot of villains on this show, but they're not. What you said, something dormant. They're really dormant, and they're really trying hard, I feel like, to make them not seem like villains. But it's like, but I know, Laura and I know there are villains out there.
Oh, they're coming. Trust me. And one is, well, we'll get into that. The next scene, okay, here we go, which is actually right after this one. So let's just go ahead and move this up just a smidge. I'll just let it go into this.
With all due respect, Leslie, you moving in with Eva isn't the play.
My daughter needs someone to take care of her when she gets out of here.
She has me.
Oh, really?
Okay, how about a compromise? Mama, you come by after calling first once a day to help me out. But you do not move in, okay? You keep your space, I keep mine. Does that work?
Good with me. Now we can work in shifts.
Okay, guess I'll just stay in my sad little lonely hotel where no one wants me.
Ugh, don't.
What? I am agreeing.
Sorry to interrupt, but it is therapy time for Eva. Gonna need to scoot you two on out.
Now? All right, come on, she just had surgery. Her body hasn't even had time to process what happened.
Yep, we like to get people moving as soon as possible so they can heal faster. I promise you I will not break your daughter's body.
Why don't we go grab some coffee?
Don't you have a meeting?
I could spare some time.
Fine, but I want progress reports when I get back. Detailed ones.
Lord help us.
Okay, Let's go ahead and talk about it right quick. Which also, before this part of the scene, there was another part where he had said something about Leslie moving in, like, no, that isn't it. And this was just sort of him reiterating it when they started the scene. And I have to say, and I told Diana this offline before we started the show, where Diana mentioned that she misses Derek somewhat because he was one of the few people that would put Leslie in her place. And I said, well, Izaiah has done that. He has told Leslie, I don't think that's the move, with her moving in. Which that's why Leslie walked up to him, because Leslie was standing where she's standing at now in the still. But as soon as Izaiah said, like, you don't need to be moving in, that's when she walked up closer to him. And then he reiterated, like, you moving in is not the move and stuff. So again, there will be no Izaiah slander on this podcast at all. Not only has he been there for Eva, not only was he looking for Eva all over the place after the tornado, now he's checked Leslie and said, you don't need to be moving in with Eva. That's a good man, Savannah. There will be
a lot of Izaiah slander in here because I think he's a terrible person. I think the way he treated Kat was downright abusive. I think he's a manipulator. He is a fair-weathered man. You know, talk about his mom and he just doesn't care, right? He's just there not for conflict. He's just a passive man. And so is Eva, right? Same kind of victim complex. Like, that's her mom. Are you telling me she can't put her in her place? This is the thing. I can't say that Kat's not the same, because there she was groveling for Ted's love, and look where that got her. Ted is now, you know, Eva had to remind Ted, like, hey, go spend time with Kat, and Ted's like, let me take out Shanice instead. So, you know, that's what Kat gets for helping this family. But yeah, I mean, I don't care for these people, so you got it. I think they're all terrible. I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait for them to get arrested. Why couldn't, you know, she get the Leah treatment, handcuffed in bed? I mean,
well, I'm standing on it with Izaiah. And for him, with the thing with his mother, like, everybody knows his mother is extra. Even Naomi talked about his mother to Eva. so don't think, like, Darlene is a saint.
Okay, you have murderer and a woman who's a helicopter parent. Okay, how about this? Murderer and a helicopter parent and helicopter parent. Which one is it better? You cannot. This is the thing. This is the problem with the show, and it goes back to villains, is that technically all these people should be villains, but because you emphasize with them, you're not seeing the bigger picture. You know, even with Joey, that whole situation, like, oh, Joey saved someone's life. Like, Joey is a dangerous man. He had multiple people killed. Same with Dana, Leslie and Dana. Try to kill
Nobody's
people.
been killed.
Same with Eva. She didn't say anything when someone was getting killed. So I like,
who got killed?
You compare. It's mind-boggling that you're like, well, Darlene is also bad just because she said, hey, I don't want my son messed, you know, with this family of killers. That is not. I'm sorry. A mother saying, like, hey, I don't want you hanging out with murderers is not the same as an actual murderer. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay. One, thank God this is fictional, because I ain't trying to get sued. Nobody was murdered by Leslie and Eva. Laura is still very much alive. You keep calling them murderers, and they're not murderers. Now, attempted murderers, which Leslie is, Eva would be what's called an accomplice. So with that, okay, we got that. My thing is, for Izaiah, is that he checked Leslie. He stood up. Now with Darlene, everyone knows Darlene is extra. Even the conversation with Marcel at the police station with Darlene, where Darlene was trying to say, oh, Marcel, your wife is having the best time of her life and all this other stuff. Darlene is extra. So if people are talking negative about Darlene, oh well. And Izaiah didn't say anything because he knows his mother. And he's like, okay, yes, she is extra. We have family members like that. I don't get upset if someone says something about my family member, whether it be my mother or my father or my brother or whoever in my family, that is true. I don't get bent out of shape over. It's like, okay, well, where's the lie? That's the thing. So, and that's where I guess we're different, because some people are like, oh, you can't talk about them, but I can talk about them. And I can understand that when it comes to family. And for certain situations, it's true. But if someone is telling the truth, a well-known truth about an individual that is one of my family members, I'm just like, okay, well, is what it is. It's the truth. Just like if somebody talks about me to one of my family members, if it's the truth, they shouldn't get upset on my behalf. It's like they said something that was true. If it's not true, that's a different story. I think I look at things differently when it comes to that. My biggest takeaway, though, was one of your biggest complaints on the show was that people don't check Leslie. And Izaiah did just that. So that was my big takeaway from this whole scene.
Yeah, he had to get Ted's help and be like, hey, can you also help me? You know what's so funny is I really don't think that Leslie, I think she's going to try to push boundaries. So at best, Izaiah was just like, can you just back off for 5 minutes? And then she's just not going to change. So
yeah,
I don't know how effective this is going to be. Listen, that mac and cheese is all yours, Casey. I'm not trying to encroach on your mac and cheese night with this man. So if you're happy, I'm happy. I think Eva could do better than a man who doesn't stand on business. But that's just me when it comes to people.
He just on business with Leslie, so I'm just kind of like, okay, but
no,
again,
not a man.
Time will tell, and maybe Izaiah will end up being this bad person. But so far, I'm just not seeing it, because when it comes to being there for Eva, he's being there for her. So, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, two victims are always going to find a friend in each other, right?
Hating on true love, I tell you. Let's go ahead and go to the next scene.
Hey, pour you a cup? Make it 2. I'm getting one for Leslie.
Let me guess, Shanice kicked you both out of Eva's room, huh?
It was necessary. After what happened, I want to be near Eva all the time.
Yeah, almost losing someone has a way of restructuring your priorities, huh?
It might sound intense, but Eva's become everything to me. I can't imagine my life without her in it. Which is why I'm glad I ran into you.
Why is that?
There's something important I need to ask. Something that will affect Eva's future.
So much for starting a new chapter.
For the record, I wasn't eavesdropping.
It sure looked that way to me.
Okay, Izaiah and I came for coffee. Nature called, so I made a detour. When I came back out, I overheard him telling Ted the sweetest words any mama could ever hear. I want to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage.
So how does Eva feel about Dana trying to move back in?
Heart rate went way up.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Nah, we talked her down, I think. But with Leslie, you never know.
Well, if she tries to run a reverse play on you, I'll run interference best I can.
I appreciate it.
Oh. Eva. Hey, Kat.
Okay. For this part, I was looking to get into it, but maybe I missed it. I thought that I caught, yeah. This is the other part that we're going to. So we could do the whole Eva Kat thing. As a matter of fact, let's give it 30 seconds. That scene that just happened with them, with Eva and Kat, when they were going around the whole whatchamacallit, and everybody's like, no, you need to do this and go around and da-da. And then both of them screamed at the same time. That was another hint. They're about to be official sisters as well. So, and I know everybody's pissed about it, and rightfully so. I get it, because some people are very emotionally invested in the show. But after that little scene right there, I'm telling you right now, this is the direction the writers are going in. They're about to be actual sisters and probably end up being pretty close until something happens, and something will happen that will put a rift between them. But I'm very, very much leaning towards the writers saying, you know what, we're about to make them sisters. They're going to get close, even if temporary, but they will get close. Diana, you can pick from whatever part. I was going to hit the other thing later on, but yeah.
I mean, you and everyone else just keeps on encroaching on Kat's boundaries. She made it clear she doesn't want a relationship with that woman, and I don't understand why people keep on pushing it. Even that, like, even in the beginning, I think earlier in the episode, you know, Eva's complaining to Izaiah. She's like, and can you believe it? She said, we're never going to be sisters. Like, again, the victim, as if she deserves that title, as if she's done anything to build that relationship with Kat. I agree with you, though, because just based on how this is going and how they're treating Kat on this show, I do think they're probably just going to be, maybe not. See, I don't even think they're going to be sisters. I don't know. They're just reluctant friends, if that makes sense. And then you're right. There is going to be a wedge between them. It's going to be Leslie and it's going to be Laura, right? I think I am counting down until they get behind bars, and it's going to be like, I don't know. How do you come back from that, right? Like, there's a lot of unresolved plot lines on here that I'm just like, we're just waiting on, right? Like, there's a lot of characters that are due their, you know, their punishment, and so I think that's where we're actually going to see where things fall. Yeah, I don't know. Just another scene where Eva was a brat. Kat's trying her best. Sorry, we didn't really talk about it this much, but I really hope that Kyle ends up winning this war between, you know, this love triangle. I thought he had a better chemistry with Kat than Carlton did.
Yeah, well, also, you know how I feel about Carlton, so I don't care. It could have been, what's that purple thing called, the McDonald's mascot?
Grimace?
Or whatever.
Grimace?
Whatever the purple thing is, it could have been him in F-Boy. I would have chose Grimace. I've been like, Grimace, please do your best to woo Nicole. Like, whatever works. It could have been Grimace and I wouldn't have cared. Anybody but F-Boy is how I feel about that situation. Izaiah and Ted talking, I like that. This is sort of like a prelude. Leslie getting, I want to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage out of that eavesdropping when Izaiah didn't say those words at all. Shows you how Leslie's mind works, which is why I wanted to get this scene with Nicole and Ted.
I don't blame Leslie for thinking that, considering how he started off. You know, that was her biggest hope. She's just counting down till she can plan the wedding of the century.
She is manifesting because the wedding is happening, and Leslie's working hard to manifest it. But the congratulations is in order.
Congratulations.
Thanks, but for what exactly?
The proposal?
You heard about that?
Leslie told me.
How would Leslie know about Tomas proposing to Kat?
Tomas is proposing?
Who else would it be?
Leslie overheard you and Izaiah talking and assumed...
Well, if she would have stuck around, she would have heard that Izaiah wasn't asking for Eva's hand. He was asking for mine to help him stop Dana.
Wait, when did Tomas propose, and why is this the first that I'm hearing about it?
I was told earlier, and I'm still processing.
I take it you don't like the idea either.
I got my reservations.
The timing?
Yeah.
Tomas is emotional. The tornado, the surgery, it heightens everything.
You think we should give Kat a heads up?
No. She made the right choice with the surgery. We need to trust that she will hear too.
I just love how old school you are. I mean, going to Eva's father and was just so respectful.
You like that I asked Ted to stop you from moving in with Eva?
Is that what you do over here kikiing about? Oh my God, I thought you were asking for Eva's hand in marriage.
No. But didn't I promise you that I'd give you a heads up?
Yes.
So you're not gonna tell her, right?
No, disappointed as I am, no wedding talk will come from these lips. For now.
Leslie's gonna get her wedding. No, as I said, her wedding. But the thing also, the reason I wanted to play this thing, because this is kind of extra that we played, is the Nicole part. Because I was like, you know what? I think Diana will probably have some thoughts about this, because I remember when Tomas had proposed, you had said, well, why didn't he go to Nicole? And it was funny, like Nicole's like, why am I just now hearing about this? And stuff. And Ted's like, I didn't have time to process it yet.
Ted is terrible. Ted is just God. He's just so in his own head, in his own world, as a narcissist. Anyways, I think Nicole's intuition was correct, though. I mean, Ted not knowing what to do as always, and Nicole having to be like, okay, no, this is the situation. I think that's a smart call to not to let Kat deal with it. To have her process it, for her to give her the answer. I think things would have gone differently had Nicole been told. I think she probably would have tried to dissuade him. Not outright say no, but be like, a deeper situation, trying to do what Chelsea did, which is like, so why are you doing this?
Yeah, I will say this. One thing, because one of your complaints is that everyone leaves Kat to fend for herself. This kind of goes back to what I was saying, where Kat is the capable one, where Kat is the strong one. So people just feel she can handle it. If you notice that Chelsea has decided not to say anything to Tomas as much as she wants to, or not to Tomas, to Kat as much as she wants to. And now Ted and Nicole have both decided not to say anything to Kat because they feel she's capable of handling herself. Again, that is the thing, that Kat is capable. And that's why people are not so quick to rush to her aid. Because like, oh, Kat can handle it too. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, and I think she can. And I think this is more, how do I say this? This is something deeply personal. Like, this is her relationship with Tomas. This is her man. This is it, them trying to bully her into becoming a human donor, right? Like, I think this is a call where, yes, she unfortunately has to get her own. Other situations, not so much, but that's, they just pay her dust. But, when you don't act like a victim, you just don't get that much help, unfortunately.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and go to this one. I was about to play this scene, but I'm going to go ahead and not, because I played a little bit of extra earlier. Why can't I get a good shot of them? Okay, we'll just run with that. Wrapping up with Deanna and Joey and Vanessa, where Deanna comes in cool like, and she's like, oh, you guys are going to Napa? I know some places, so on and so forth. And they're like, huh? So now that she's supporting their trip to Napa and offering recommendations, I know Joey's kind of giving the side eye, like, who are you? What do you want? Do we need to take you to our leader type energy? So yeah, I'm all for her keeping the peace if that gives her time to strategize. And that's how I feel. Like, people will do that sometimes, like they'll play peaceful, but really they're strategizing on how to attack and dismantle or whatever they're planning on doing. So yeah, I will say I'm not necessarily team Deanna. I am team Joey must be held accountable for what he did to Doug, is where I'm at on that. Even more so than Laura, because Doug didn't live.
Why? Okay, barely. Why would he not be team Deanna? why do you just keep on backing losers? I don't understand this. Why would you not be team
necessarily backing Vanessa? Well, I'm not backing the Vanessa Joey couple, even though they're kind of meant for each other in their own warped way. I'm more of, I get where Vanessa's coming from, and I just want Vanessa to find some type of happiness because she's been taken advantage of. And I think people forget that. Like, all of this was orchestrated by Joey. She's been taken advantage of. For Deanna, I don't always feel Deanna has Vanessa's best interest at heart. I think it's more of, there's a little bit of, I don't want to say ego. I can't articulate it correctly, but it's not the thing of a loving daughter who wants to protect her mother. She has this, okay, it's coming to me now. The words are coming to me. She has this expectation of what Vanessa should be and what Vanessa is in her head. And that's not who Vanessa is. And that's the thing I don't like. She needs to learn to appreciate Vanessa flaws and all as her mother. Parents are flawed. They just are, because we're all flawed. And I think this image that she's expecting Vanessa to be isn't fair to Vanessa. That's why I'm not 100% team Deanna. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So I was there until you said it wasn't fair for her, because if there's a reason why Deanna has it, it's because that is the image that Vanessa is trying to show, right? I think now things are a little different, right? Doug passed, and now she's not thinking. She just wants the world to know all her business, right? But it's not like she was telling her children, "Hey, I was actually using escort services that I actually run now. Like, now I'm a pimp." So like, that's the real her, right? But why? How would Deanna know that? Like, so I think I agree with you that Deanna is obviously has a certain image of Vanessa that she's trying to obtain and hold her to. What she doesn't know is that was all a lie. And that is Vanessa and Doug's fault. That's how would Deanna know? That's the image that they gave off. And even now, right? Vanessa was like, do I tell them that I was like sleeping around on their dad? Like, she doesn't want to destroy that image either. So I think rightfully so, Vanessa is in this predicament because she's the one that caused it, her and Doug. May he rest in peace. But that's where, so I agree with you to an extent, and that's the extent, which is like, well, whose fault is that? They should have just gotten divorced, after the spark went out, and just gone their separate ways, and now we wouldn't be here, so that is on, I think it could absolutely be blamed on Vanessa, in my opinion. But
yeah, and that is fair to say that that's self-inflicted, that she was trying to preserve a certain image. That's fair. I just feel like Deanna's expecting perfection, and Vanessa's not a perfect mother, and by default people should know their parents aren't perfect. I have said this before. We've had this conversation before about Vanessa and the kids. Vanessa needs to sit down and tell, because her kids are adults now. She needs to sit down and tell them. Now, she doesn't need to come out and say, well, mama was a slut. We don't want her to do that. But she can come out and say that, okay, hey, kids, your father and I had an open relationship. I messed around a few times. Now I'm running this escort service for Joey, and this is what's happening. And the kids can accept it or not accept it, is how I look at it. Just like at the time that Donnell was like, I'm not accepting Joey. And then once he got to know Joey, it's like, oh, okay, everything's cool. I mean, that could be the same thing about the escort service. Donnell could be like, oh, I'm not going to deal with a mother who runs an escort service. And then give it time. And then he'll be like, oh, can I get one of the girls? It might be that type of energy.
Oh my God. Writers don't include that part.
So yeah, good times. Well, before we close out, did you have anything else on this scene, Diana?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so let's close out with the next week's stuff. Let's see. All right, we're about to do this, and then this will be the final part, and then we'll wrap this on up.
beyond the gates.
Would Deanna recognize you?
Maybe. Why?
She's the job.
You are crazy if you think that you can win this case.
Oh, I know I can win. Let's get to it.
If you reached for solace outside of your marriage, anyone would understand.
I've been lying to him for months.
As of today, the partnership between Garland and your free clinic, it's over.
Excuse me?
Will you do me the honor of my life and marry me?
All right. So Cat coming home, the surprise, that'll be cute. I told you, now that Joey's put Randy on, which then you know what, scratch that. The plan's gonna fail. I was about to say, now that Joey's put Randy on Deanna, now this whole mental thing might happen, but I'm like, no, because Randy can't even follow someone properly without stopping to get a turkey wrap. So yeah, Deanna will be fine. We'll move on to the next thing. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just, and then with Mike, I don't know what will happen with him. You're still saying that Allison is the one who's behind all this.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like we need to see the people behind this lawsuit. And if it was Allison somehow, wouldn't that be so like full circle moment?
If it's Allison, I will have to give her top tier villain. she will be the number one villain, because I'll be like, girl, you orchestrating all this from jail, you a boss.
Right? I mean, I just can't think of like, I don't know, like I like this plot, but I needed to have a little bit more oomph to it. So that's why I'm like, okay, if it's Allison, like a big reveal sort of situation. Because if Mike just loses and it's like, yay, we did it, or maybe that's what it is, right? We never see the courtroom because we still aren't buying enough Tide. Hint, hint. And then
there was
they
a
win.
comment about that.
Okay, are people buying Tide or not buying Tide?
Oh no, there was a comment about our comments on the show, and it was a very thoughtful comment too. So yeah, but
yeah, we talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then like they celebrate, and it's like maybe a very healing moment for the Hamilton family, and then Bill just collapses from the 2 gallons of poison that he's drunk thus far.
My word, it would be a beautiful thing. It really, really would be. Let's see, trying to get this over just a little bit more. The Naomi thing, it's like, girl, somebody, I've been lying to my husband for months. And Dani thinking, you're sleeping with another man too? I understand. It's totally understandable for you to reach for, what did she say, being consoled or whatever, outside of your marriage. Like, girl, why are you projecting and trying to make yourself feel good?
At this point, maybe it's just genetic. If you step out on your spouse, it's just genetic in this Hamilton line, because you have Bill and Dani. But that would be? I also want this to be wrapped up. I don't. Well, Naomi canceled an appointment with Carlton or something like that, and it was just kind of a.
She's gonna have them removed.
Right. That's so. I don't think she told what's his face.
No, she hasn't told anybody.
Oh, well, no, I'm just talking. I was thinking, like, how many lies are you keeping up with? Because there's the BRCA gene, and there's that, and then Rashad is over here just like being moody. Like, I don't. Let's just wrap this up.
Okay, and then finally, this is why in the world? Hold on.
No, don't. Yeah, the real fixer. Yeah. You cut her off, but the real fixer, aka Dr. Monica, I can't remember her last name, but step aside Izaiah, because we actually have someone with some oomph coming in.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm glad they showed this, because I literally was about to post something on our community chat to say, with a picture of Monica to be like, has anybody seen her missing? Because they said she took over the hospital. I'm like, okay, where's this woman at? Because she hasn't been here. And stuff. So, and then all of a sudden for the episodes coming, it's like, oh, there she is. I'm like, okay, we found her. So yeah, this part right here, when I told you the villain is dormant, I'm curious if this will be what triggers Leslie to go back to, and not saying that Leslie wasn't going to go back to her old ways, but to go back to run people off the road, Leslie, that one. So I'm curious if Monica's time as the chief officer or whatever it is of the chief of staff, that's it, will it be short-lived because Leslie will have her injured or something?
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is a wake-up moment for Leslie where I think she's gonna go back to full evil, because right now she's down in her luck, right? Her house gone. Maybe she's running low on funds, right? Now you have this situation where her clinic obviously is now going to need more help. She's going to have to make a choice or something. I don't know.
You know what would be amazing though? Is that as Monica's delivering that news, if Samantha just so happened to be at the hospital visiting Kat, if they just could have kept Kat in the hospital a little bit longer, and Samantha was visiting her, and then she overhears Monica delivering this news to Leslie, and then Samantha holds up her hand with her 2 fingers and points at Leslie and says, "Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble." That would have been chef. Because she stole Samantha's clinic. Leslie did that. So it's like, that would have just been the perfect moment for me. And for those who don't know that reference, it's from a movie. It's used a lot. It's from a movie called The Color Purple. So if you haven't seen the original Color Purple, not the musical, the original one that came back out in the 80s. So yeah, if you haven't seen the original Color Purple, definitely check that movie out. It is an amazing movie with Whoopi Goldberg and Danny Glover. And funny enough, Tina Turner was supposed to play Shug Avery back at that time, but I forgot why I don't know if it was a scheduling conflict or something, but she didn't get to play Shug Avery. The other actress, I forgot her name, ended up playing Shug Avery. So, yep. We can skip the Tomas thing because we just gonna keep Kat uplifted in prayer.
Yeah, let's. Dusty proposal got my girl looking a hot mess, emotional, just in a sweatsuit.
Yeah, I just
whatever.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. I bet you Izaiah wouldn't have done that. I bet you when Izaiah proposes to Eva, it will be next level. That's all I got to say. So
like with a leather band that he bought from like a hippie or something, and it's gonna be like this is my true love for you, because it's etched forever, and I know you're such a low-key girl, and that's why I love you, Eva. You're so down to earth, even though you have no boundaries and you're always a victim. Will you marry me?
Wow. That was loaded right there. That was really, really loaded.
I think I actually got a look at the script. I have like a secret source over at the Procter and Gamble Studios. So I just gave you a spoiler.
If that shows up on TV, everyone, trust me, it's AI. Just like Eva in the file cabinet, AI. So on that note, yeah, episodes will not, let me rephrase, Beyond the Gates will not be airing. They'll be doing repeats, but what we will be doing are some episodes for season 1 memorable moments. As a matter of fact, one will be going up on Tuesday, and just like that, oh, I know what it was. I was like, what the hell did we talk about? It was the Ashley and Andre thing for the Paris thing. So we did do the Paris episode, and we really didn't want to because Yeah, it was kind of depressing, but we're like, you know what? We just want to cover it to remind people why Andre does not need to circle back to Ashley once he finds out that Dani cheated on him. That's mostly why we did it. Like, do you want Andre to go back to this? So on Tuesday, tune in for a memorable moment episode, Ashley and Andre in Paris. So yeah. All right, Dani, you got anything else?
Yeah, please keep on watching, even though we recorded that.
Yes, please watch till the very end. It helps with the analytics. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for all of the support, especially special shout out to Norway as well. Until next time.
Bye.